These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Denver Broncos and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. Fielded about a yard deep. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. That one going for a gain of 11 and a Bronco first down. Right back to him on first down. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now a handoff here to his running back. Space to maneuver at the 40. A big play on the ground there. It goes for 36 yards. You were telling me this yesterday. This is exactly what they want to do on the opening drive, establish the ground game.
Yeah, remember our conversation. We were talking about what one of the GMs in the league has told me repeatedly. It's a big man's game, and it's not necessarily size. He's talking about playing some big boy football. Line up, get leverage, knock people back, and establish the run early.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10. Now a handoff looking right. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. The success there, Charles, coming on the outside of the field, the ground game. Curious to see if that continues as we progress.
Yeah, we often talk about a variety in play calling and usually between run and pass. But in this case, with strictly the run game, you can be creative there as well. Run it inside, run it outside, keep the defense off balance.
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Now a whistle, and I think a penalty here for a delay. No, they're going to say timeout. They did get the timeout in time. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. And to give this time to the tailback. And he stopped after a gain of 1. Not enough. Still a yard to go on 3rd down.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Give him a yard on the play, and he's definitely short. It'll be 4th down and a few inches. Sanders' kick is good. And the Broncos, the first to grace the scoreboard. It's 3-zip. So the opening drive does yield points, maybe not the 7 they wanted, but they'll take the 3.
Accumulating first downs does not go up on the scoreboard, but it does go into the DNA of a team that's trying to establish itself to start a game. That has to feel pretty good for them. They'll take the 3.
Yeah, they had 3 first downs and 3 points.
Let's go. your whining. Hey, switching screen.
First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And they'll blow that one up back at the 16-yard line. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be second down.
Plays like we just saw there. That's why they're up right now. And the defense, they're doing their job.
Yeah, it starts with the guys up front. So when you talk with GMs who are putting together a team, a lot of them say we're going to build from the inside out, because if you control the line of scrimmage, you control the rest of the ball game, and that's what we're seeing here. They're actually playing in the offense's backfield, not necessarily just playing at the line of scrimmage.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12. Here we go on 2nd and 12. He's going to sling this deep down. He rifles one that's intercepted. He's picked off near his own 48. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward, since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school, he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
Mike, 44. Hey, get away.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. A big hitter there, a first down gain of 26 yards.
Here we go.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he will take it in for a Bronco touchdown. A great play there with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Broncos push further out in front. And they're able to run it in. It started with a battle in the trenches. They won there, and they got in for 6 points.
And that's going to be a tough one for the defense to deal with. They've got to go to the bench now and figure out how are we going to slow down this running game, because on that particular play, they had no answer.
Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
Here we go.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They'll look to get something started. They need to, down 10-0 early as they've got it 1st and 10. Here's a run on 1st down that won't even get back to the line of scrimmage. He will lose a yard, 2nd and 11. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 2nd and 11.
At the 25-yard line.
Here we go, D. Get off the field.
2nd and 11. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. The DN, Jonathan Allen, making sure his presence is felt.
Okay, you know my bias is about to come out here. A lot of people think that the offense is just moving in the wrong direction. I'd say they're moving in the right direction because the defense is pushing them back.
Former defensive guy. Now, as a quarterback 3rd and long, you really got to rally the troops here, don't you?
Yeah, you do in a big way. And what else do you have to look out for? More pressure coming at you, because it seems to be working pretty well.
Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after 1st and 2nd down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. Back to throw. King. He's going to air one out. And the throw there going to be incomplete. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Broncos take over, first down and 10. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They're looking sharp, out early to a 10-zip lead and looking for more as they've got it first and 10. They'll run it now out of the gun. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be second and 6.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down. A very solid gain on that play.
Following the pickup of 4, here's second and 6.
Check 24. Check 24.
Now it's Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. A few issues here on the offensive line. Apparently, he got sacked 5 times last week. They got to him here in the first quarter.
And I would think that running the ball would be paramount here because it's a different team they're facing, but they watch the film as well. So they'll take many of those same principles and try and apply them in this game.
And he's going to go down again.
He's the NFL sack leader coming into the game, and now that's 2 more than he's added to his total.
He wants some separation from spot 1 and 2 in that sack category. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. Fielded just inside the 20. 21 yards. Well done on the return. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And things haven't started so well for this side. 2 drives, 2 punts.
So now you got to start looking not just at play calling, but which guy's going to step forward and say, okay, let's get this thing done. Because within that unit of 11, sometimes one guy can make a big-time play and break through the barrier.
10-0 to score after 1 on EA Sports. Eight yards the gain on that last run. Here's second and a couple.
I'm scared. Right there.
Second and 2. That is caught by Josh Oliver, the former San Jose State Spartan. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a first down.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll run it now out of the gun. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it second and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on first down. Huge difference, as we know, between second and 4 and second and 8 and 9.
Six yards on that last play. Here's second and 4.
I hope you brought your lunch because I'm about to take you to school. Check 31. Check 31.
Another run, this time McCaffrey. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember, the last drive they went 3 and out.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10. From the gun, King. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on second and 10.
Mike 50, Mike 50, Mike 50. Watch the run. Mike's 50, Mike's 50. Let's go.
Here's King. Gonna throw again. Nowhere to turn this time, and he goes down. Sacked back at the 29. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on third down.
They can't keep it. SOS. Switch.
Now King, off play action. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 20, and his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
Well, this is a defense that can confuse even the best of quarterbacks with their zone schemes. And here you've got a linebacker that's going to stay at home and just sit down in that zone. And this one basically comes right to him.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory in battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency.
And Jackson cannot get away, and he'll go down. Miles Jack able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long.
Check 99.
Throwing is Jackson. That's into the hands of Edwards. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew.
And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
On is the punt team now as this one's sent away. And taken right at the 35. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. Now the Jags will have great field position to start this drive as they take over on the short side of the field. On first down, Raymond. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. They'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
A good chance this is 4-down territory if they're unable to convert. But right now looking at a 3rd and 3.
Check 50. Shift.
They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he's going to have the first down yardage to the 35. Give him 3 yards and a fresh set of downs.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10.
Man, move it. You got to get that. Mike's 50.
Looking to throw. King. And nearly picked off. Surprising to see a defender of his caliber let it get away, but it does get away and it's 2nd down.
At the 35-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35.
Night, sweetheart.
To throw is King. To throw again. Gets this to his running back. It's Christian McCaffrey. Call it a 3-yard gain, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th. Now a field goal try coming up here for the Jags. On the right hash, officially, this will be a 51-yard attempt. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3.
These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive.
And now with still more than a minute to go in what's been a tight game, you figure we'll try to see them move the ball downfield.
And remember, they get the kickoff to start the second half, so this is a golden opportunity for them to go down there and put up a couple of 6s back-to-back. What a momentum swing that would be.
Yeah, you might be able to get a 2-for-1 without ever even giving up the football.
And he'll get this way down into Jacksonville territory. It's a big play there for the Broncos. 61 yards.
First down, Broncos.
So from their own 20 all the way to the red zone now. A chance to capitalize on 1st and 10. Going to give this time to the tailback. And they'll work this down to the 15 for a pickup of 4.
The tackle by Derwin James.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And they get to him quickly here as he stopped right around the 13.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stopped that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Now a handoff here to his running back. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Just a gain of 2 there, and it's going to bring up a 4th down.
Brings up 4th down.
Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the first half. So 3 seconds here remain in the half. On is the field goal unit to see about getting 3 points. Now a timeout coming here defensively. As on 4th down, may as well make them punt it.
A 28-yard attempt.
The kick by Sanders is good. And that will do it for this first half. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we now go downstate to Orlando and check in with Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out will cost him about 5 yards as he'll get this only back to the 20. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never wanted to make something.
And that's caught inside the 30. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 53 yards. They've been struggling in the passing game. Do you like the aggressiveness there? I mean, it worked on that play, but do you like it?
I do, because a lot of the time you're struggling because your passing lanes are clogged. That usually happens when you're throwing the ball underneath. People start to press up on you. Push them deep. Find some space and open things up again. Being aggressive there, I think, will pay off for them.
Not quite the success they had last play. This one goes for 3 yards.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
King to throw on second down. And this one into the hands of DJ Shark. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal. Those are the kinds of plays right there that show you why he's the number 3 man in the NFL in terms of receiving yards.
Also tells you there's a full combination of what he's got going in his game. You name it, from route running to catching the football. That's why he's able to produce those types of numbers.
So 3 plays, already 1st and goal, and they are wasting little time. They'll run it now out of the gun. Only about a yard there as he takes it from the 9 to the 8. Here's 2nd and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. Oh, a nice spin. That's to McCaffrey, complete. So a nice job to break the 1 tackle, but not much daylight after that as he's brought down. Only able to pick up 2, and that leads us to 3rd and goal.
Here we go. 30 base. 54. 65. 65.
King now. Gonna throw on 3rd and goal. Flushed out right. Toward the end zone, but that's gonna wind up incomplete. So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. From the left hash, should be a fairly easy one here. And his kick is good. And they will cut the lead back down to a touchdown now at 13-6. So a decent drive there to start the 3rd quarter. They only salvaged 3 out of it, but they inch a bit closer.
Yeah, but still lots of time to go in this one. That's why you hear that clapping on the sidelines, right? Hey, got some points. As you said, inching their way back in. Time left to go out and get that victory.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they had 3 points last time, but they didn't want 3 points because they were well within range of scoring a touchdown. We'll see if they can do better now.
I'm with you on that one. Let's just go ahead and be frank about the whole thing. The only one happy about the 3-point?
The kicker.
Exactly. He put it through the post. That's going to help him at contract time. But that offense, they're thinking, let's get in the end zone this time.
I don't know if that helped him at contract time. You could have kicked that one through.
I don't know about that.
Toe bash.
I don't know about that. Super toe.
6-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. And they give this time to the tailback. Trying to turn the corner, but he's going to be stopped right near the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there, so that doesn't help. Now they're looking up at a 3rd and 9 situation.
And it brings up 3rd down.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. From the gun, Jackson. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it?
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 40.
And, Brandon, this is a real nice job defensively of getting inside a quarterback's head and figuring out, okay, where's he going with the football? Because you can make an educated guess defensively. Not all the time, but sometimes. And when you're right, you've got a decent chance of coming away with the football.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's got some space here. And all the way home for a Broncos score. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown of the game, number 8 on the season. And the Broncos push further out in front. Extra point up and good by Sanders. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Now after the touchdown, ready to kick it away is Sanders. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. An ideal beginning of the drive there as they'll get 20 and a 1st down. On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And he'll be stopped right at midfield. 10 yards there, good enough for a Jags 1st down.
1st downs have not come easy, and neither have runs like this throughout this game.
Absolutely not. He finally felt like, whoa, a sigh of relief. We got something going in the running game. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Oliver, the tight end, making the catch. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8. Off-play action. King. And the pressure will get to him. He goes down. Now, there is a flag on the play, but this looks like holding on the offense. And this 3rd down looking very tough after the holding penalty. 3rd and long.
Right there, 54, right there, 54 Mike. I got almost. 50. Let's go. Get set. Check, watch 54, watch 54.
Back to throw. King. And that is incomplete.
The one with the dime look that time on defense just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
And the Jaguars send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. And now a high kick trying to pin him back. Fair catch called for and made at the 16 or maybe the 17-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
Set.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
And he's going to be brought down back at his own 6-yard line. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Here's Jackson to throw. And he's going to be taken down, sacked back at the 2. Josh Allen able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Well, let's go ahead and detail this situation here. 3rd and long coming up, back near your own goal line. I would be very hesitant about throwing the football in this situation.
Maybe just run up the middle?
Yeah, I think that might be the spot for them. You got to try and find some space for your punter because you don't want him backed up where he has to alter what he does.
He's going to wind up and air it out. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked up by Jalen Ramsey. Now a second timeout called for by the defense. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. Here's King throwing on first down. And he's going to lose yardage here, as they will switch ends as time has run out on this third quarter of play. Back now in Jacksonville. It's Jaguar football, but a little work to do for them. They trail here as we start the fourth. Coming up now on a 2nd and 15 following that sack.
Get ready. 54 is Mike. Check. Watch 54.
2nd and 15. Looking middle, and it's incomplete. He was trying to get that one into the hands of Christian McCaffrey. And that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down.
Well, touch and timing are critical for those types of throws. He put a lot of zip on that one. Needed just a little bit more finesse trying to get it to his back.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and 15.
Looking to throw. King. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Anthony Averett picks it, and they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line.
Partner, we always talk about possessions being at a premium in these games, and now in this situation, throwing an interception here when you have to claw your way back in, that one's going to hurt, and in a big way.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. Give them 14 yards there and a Denver first down. They'll throw on first down to Jackson. He'll let this go for the end zone. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
two-score game here in the fourth, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a two-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. And the trend continues here in the fourth like it was in the first, second, and third. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Second and 13. And his throw is incomplete. DJ Chark, the intended target. Third down here.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now King, operating from the gun. And he comes back with one complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. A gain of 39 that time.
It's not a surprise when you read scouting reports and watch tape because you know he's a heck of a player. But he is so difficult to get down in the open field. They just want to get him the ball and let him do his thing.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. Here's McCaffrey. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's a gain of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Again, they run. Again, it's McCaffrey. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a 1st down. Well, when you're leading in the fourth quarter, that's not the penalty you want.
Not at all, and now your discipline comes into question. Having poise this stage of the game, you can't have those kind of plays.
And now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. And he'll take this inside the 20 and down to the 18. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Watch safety creep. Watch safety creeping. Safety's creeping. Check, 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 check. Check, check, check. Check the ball. Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up. Check out.
And he'll get this down only to the 18. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've struggled to the tune of 2 for 8 so far. This is 3rd and 7. Back to throw. King. And he's got it. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
On the ground, McCaffrey. And this will result in him losing yardage back to the 3. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
So they're backed up to the 3-yard line, 2nd and goal.
They'll try and run with Wilson. And the D not yielding much there. He's only going to get a yard to about the 2.
Well, sometimes I get caught in hyperbole, but I think they desperately need to punch this one in. They're running out of time.
Yeah, 2-score game, second half, you're down here. This is the time to put it in the end zone.
Man, not going to get much better than this for an opportunity.
Back. Hey, he's coming. We got double up.
He can run for it, and he will. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. The keeper nets him only a yard, and that's going to bring up 4th. The field goal doesn't help. They're going to go for the 6 here on 4th and goal.
Kill.
They'll run for it. McCaffrey spinning away. And this winds up a disaster. Nowhere near the marker. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. So it's Bronco football as we get you reset here. And the scoreboard on their side, they're just looking to melt away these final couple of minutes and put this one in the left-hand column. And the play clock is going to run out here. They're in no hurry to get a play off. They were already backed up. Now they're backed up further.
I think they were being so careful to make sure all assignments were covered that they ended up running themselves out of time.
Now a handoff here to his running back. And that won't buy him much room. Just a 1-yard gain to the 5.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
Yeah, this is going to double their room to maneuver, able to get it from the 5 to the 10-yard line.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Ready. Grab. For the what? Go. Grab. Watch the twist. Whip. Watch the whip.
On 3rd down, Jackson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in quarter number 4. The Broncos send out their punter now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. So a short drop, but he's able to get it out, and this is a good kick. That's taken it around the 40. 12 yards on the return that time. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. To throw is King on 1st and 10. And he's got McCaffrey open, complete. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 16 yards that time on the pickup for the Jags and a 1st down. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Looking to throw. King. He'll get this to McCaffrey out of the backfield. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. And we've got a timeout. 9 seconds remaining. Still a few inches short of a 1st down as they come up now on 2nd down.
Here we go. 50. Hayward. You don't let me read.
Second down and inches. That's complete to McCaffrey. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. And a timeout comes in. The whistles blow with 3 seconds remaining.
First and 10 at the 10-yard line.
Let's pin the mirrors back and go full strip. Mike's 50. Hey, let's get this. Mike's 50. He can't have FO. He's not going to get me.
One final shot. They'll look to throw. And that will be incomplete, as time has run out on this football game. So this one will wind up a Denver victory, and they were spurred on by a strong performance in that fourth quarter as they held their opponents off the scoreboard.
Everyone wants to pitch a shutout for the entire game, but when you throw one in the fourth quarter, that tells everyone that you're getting stronger and dominance is starting to take over, right? The way that you close, the way that you finish, that gets preached to you from the time you're playing Little League football all the way up through. And they closed them out with a big-time performance down the stretch.
So for Denver, their good start continues as they get their record up to 4-2. And they will head back home next week. Meanwhile, for the Jaguars, they taste defeat for the first time this season as they drop to 5-1. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Nashville. I'm Brandon Gaudin. Certainly have to thank Charles Davis, my broadcast partner, and our entire crew. We'll catch you next time right here. It's the NFL on EA Sports.